Welcome to Inner Peace Arts Unscripted. I'm your host, James Coleman. I'm an inner peace artist, which means I work with the intersection between personal development, spirituality, and social change. Of course, if you're attending the presentation, you're open to the truth as it can be known, following in new ideas and actions, making for a better way of life. Today, I'm going to talk about beginnings. And the reason why I'm talking about that is because, it just came to mind. It's important. And so getting right to it, I'm going to take my glasses off. We're going to start with things that we can see. This is how we're going to build a shared framework to start for our actions. If we can start with things that we can see, okay, it's going to allow us to share and make it very clear what's common between us and what is not, and what's personal or what's been, layered on top of. This comes from conversations I've been having on kind of the nature of religion and comparative religion and that sort of thing. And at the end of the day, those things which are common are going to be shared and shareable and seen, right? So I can, see an apple. The way I see the apple may be different than the way you see the apple, but we can at least agree that there is an apple there and that it is of some type of, manifestation of something, right? And so we're going to build on these notions of what's seen. For example, everything that we know of comes from somewhere, right? There's nothing that we know of that comes out of nowhere, right? That's happening at scale, right? So we're not getting into the quantum weirdness. We're just talking about scale, right? Everything we know is put together with things that we already see, right? So, and we can agree on that. Now, of course, we know that things that are not seen support that which is seen, right? But our relationship with that which is not seen is going to be very different than that which we can see, and we're always going to talk about that relationship of the unseen through things that can be seen, okay? So that's why this notion of what is seen is so important, and why that's going to be a starting place for discussions. And that's what I really wanted to drive home today. I think that notion by itself is powerful, right? Because it means that we're going to have discussions about what we can see, more than having discussions about things that we can't see. So what are some things that we can't see? Okay, we can't see afterlife, right? So not going there. Have the discussion in another forum. I'm not making any claims for or against, right? I'm saying that's a separate discussion. Reincarnation, right? Separate discussion. Are these concepts useful for some things? Sure, they can be very useful for various energy access activities, but we can't use them, in my opinion, as a basis for kind of shared grounding, okay? What are other things that would not be shared? Statements about everything, right? Or statements about the ultimate, right? We have no access to the ultimate, so we're going to try and stay away from using that as the binder between us to get things done. And of course we're going to make improvements on what we can see. I mean, that's the role of science, if science is being fair, right? And we all know that science can be unfair and hide information from people and do make up tests that are invalid and present them as valid, etc. So, I'm not presenting science as the end-all be-all. I'm just saying that method does help us, build bridges that don't fall, right? and so we want to build emotional structures. We want to build intellectual structures. We want to build frameworks that help us to get things done that we wouldn't be able to get done before. I think this is the real process of education, is what concepts are constant that really can't be knocked down very easily. And that's where we start, and that's where we build. So I have probably notebooks filled with these types of ideas that I'm going to start to unearth. But I just wanted to share here that that we're going to use things that are seen. I'm going to put my glasses back on. It's getting a little fuzzy. Use things that are seen in order to build this framework for how we make for a better way of life. When I see how people act, when I see how beliefs operate in me, when I see the impact of my speech, when I see the impact of an attitude that flows out of me, right? These are all things that I can see, right? And that I can share with you, because I can say to you, hey, having this belief or this perspective allowed me to act in a certain way, and you can do the same thing, right? For me, and with the things that you find that are true. So this is very exciting, because I think it's starting to put together those concepts that are binding for group activity, right? Because groups need to have common elements, common beliefs that bring them together and stick them together. That's how it works. And so starting with what's seen allows us to have a conversation. You can bring your observations and show me, right? And if I can't see it, then either you can help me see it, or perhaps it's something that really can't be seen, and you are incorporating ideas of what can't be seen into that notion that you're sharing. And finally, I want to share that this perspective is in no way denying the existence of that which is not seen. Okay? I want to make that very clear, that there is always a recognition of mystery. Being is mystery. The fact that I can communicate in this way and something actually gets understood really is kind of a mystery. I mean, it's unbelievable if you think about all of the concepts in the world, that in the universe, that are possible, and I'm speaking in such a way that you're understanding anything. That's amazing. So I'm not coming against mystery. What I am saying is that we need to have some build some solidity with what we can in order for us to best relate to and make the best of our interactions with mystery. That's my point. So that's what I wanted to share this morning. And of course, you can see the background's been a little different for the past few days. There's things going on, so my regular studio is not available. But that's what I wanted to share today. And I think that it makes for a good place and a good starting place for us all in terms of a group dynamic and a kind of sharing. So that's what I have. Yavarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom. In distinction, thanks be to stream, in stream, by stream.